Alright, final 3 days for the Dazzler Pass challenge. The next goal is 17,000 subs, and if we hit it, I add 1 Dazzler Pass to the giveaway, and I also rank 3 King or OG Thanos. So subscribe to get that next milestone. We are very close to it, and yeah, also emotes added to my membership, plus all the benefits you see there. Last night on stream, my membership count doubled because my fans are just the absolute best, so I really do appreciate y'all. But yeah, membership benefits, trying to make it like as worth it as possible. So if you want to be a member, the link is in the description, and let's get started. So every month in 2025, I'm gonna do like a video at the end of the month, and it's going to be called the MVP, where one champion throughout the month has just been so helpful for like all the important challenges that came out in that specific month. And to start off the year, I'm giving it to Deathless She-Hulk. Now there could have been like a whole like laundry list of options, right? You could have been like, oh, it should have been Deathless Thanos since he was the chase champion and all that, but my answer to you is, how did we get Deathless Thanos? You had to do this quest where She-Hulk was like an absolute staple for, and with the Necropolis challenge to awaken Thanos, She-Hulk took the most fights in that challenge by far, so she was like the MVP of that as well. Then you like, you know, take into account the fact that she was good for the Alliance War Showcase and the Science Showcase, as well as the Autumn of Agony Gauntlet and the Necropolis Deathless run. Like, all these things combined just really shows how this champion is so valuable and like was by far the MVP of January. So yeah, she's rank 3 for me now. I took her to rank 3 after the Necropolis run. I know you're thinking, why would you do it after the run? Look man, I don't know. To be fair, the run did show me just how good this champion is, and I was like, you know what, I see value in this character, like, beyond the Necropolis run, and beyond, like, these January events. I think this champion is very good at, like, handling most Mystic meta defenders, so, like, that's why I took her up as well, because I see long-term value with this champion, especially because she's a character that just gets better and better as the health pools get higher, and with like the natural progression of the game, health pools will just keep on getting higher, right? With like 9.2, with like a future Everest content challenge, this character will definitely have a ton of use in those events. So yeah, like that's why I put a lot of faith into this rank up, and like honestly, after making this video, I have zero regrets taking She-Hulk to rank 3. I think she is absolutely worth it. I think that anyone watching this video should at least like consider rank 3ing this champion. But yeah, we're starting off lightly here. We have this this destroyer fight in the mausoleum, like, you know, the event where you got Deathless Thanos. And She-Hulk made this like path a joke, obviously. These paths were designed for these champions, so obviously she was gonna do a good job at handling like her own path. But she is also like the best, not the best, like the second best Deathless Thanos counter for this. Deathless Guillotine is like, you know, something special, obviously. And she was like very close consideration for the MVP award, but I gave it to Deathless She-Hulk because I think that with the Necropolis challenge and the Alliance War challenge being like so relevant as well, it just had to be her, man, because she just like handled more throughout the month. But Deathless Guillotine, definitely second place. Such a good champion. And I might make a members video for her actually, because, you know, I think second place deserves some type of video, so maybe that comes soon. Don't know, we'll see. But now we have this Deathless Thanos fight, and this one's interesting. So outside of this like quest, I don't know if I would call She-Hulk like a top tier Thanos option, right? Because she has no way of stopping the unstoppable, which is his main like defensive threat. But in this quest, she was very good for him, if not like the easiest option for this Thanos fight. So yeah, we're gonna appreciate that while we can, because in other metas, this man is relatively annoying. Except for champions that are horses, because they own Deathless Thanos. Now, this does have a an unblockable node, but She-Hulk has access to Fear, which is very, very helpful. I'm like a bit 50-50 on the Fear debuff, since it's really good at times. Like, for example, right here makes the fight so much easier. However, the Fear debuff can also be very, very like easy to bypass with any ability accuracy increasing node, which is very common in like more relevant questing. So yeah, it's like, it's alright, I guess, but she absolutely crushed that fight in like a minute. Very, very lovely. Now we have the massive science showcase. Now I understand if you skip this, because this like wasn't really worth it rewards wise, and you know, the fights were very long, except if your name is Deathless She-Hulk, because this girl did such a good job of getting the fight done before the big timer starts. And like, in my eyes, if you can do that in this matchup, you have very, very good damage output. And Deathless She-Hulk, the way her damage output works, it's like perfect for this scenario. So yeah, honestly, like one of the best options for this quest. She also is secular, so she does work for like the mini bosses with like the massive health pools and the like alliance war tactic. For example, the Enchantress that is in this video. So yeah, man, it's just like very exciting stuff, right? Because this character, I am so confident in saying that she's like honestly not like a, you know, beyond god tier champion, but somewhere like in that area below, if you ask me. But that's just like in general. In like in this month, definitely beyond god tier for sure. Like absolutely, man, she deserves like all the praise in the world, because this girl carried so many players to like those Deathless Thanoses. Those what, Deathless Thani, I don't know what the plural is for that, but you know, just props to this champion. That's like all I ask for y'all to like give. Just give some props to this character for just carrying us throughout the month, because without her, man, it would have been tough to go like through Necropolis with just like Guillotine and like Vision, who no one ever uses because like She-Hulk is right here. But yeah, this fight's going pretty well so far. I dropped the SP2, get a nasty crit, man. That was disgusting. That damage output is absolutely vicious, and this matchup is just going by so quickly now, and the final phase hasn't even started yet, and the fight's gonna be done before that even happens. So yeah, She-Hulk, absolute menace, like genuinely so good. But now we have this Enchantress fight, and this one had my timbers shivered, man. I do not like fighting Enchantress. I talked about it on stream, but I got like absolutely thunderclapped by an Enchantress like 3 times, and I just cannot stand this character. Exactly why right there, man. Fight starts, I take a heavy attack to the face. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, you cannot be kidding. Like, you cannot be serious with this champion, man. Genuinely so annoying. Here I go for the heavy attack. Thankfully, it works that time. And now we're, like, doing pretty good. Like, we are making pretty good pace now. Just gotta, like, keep the spells under control, then we should be fine. This one is very annoying, though. Like, the untouchable with, like, the intercept. It's like, come on, man. That's so frustrating. But here we drop the heavy attack, and it goes perfectly fine. Get the intercept, and yeah, we're making pretty good progress right now, because we're just like building up the traumas while also like getting to our SP3. And here's why she is so good for Enchantress. So the SP3 applies a debilitate on Enchantress, which means that like we get to reduce her spell count by 1 pretty much, because each debilitate counts as a negative spell. So like once we have 2 SP3s active, we actually do get to like pretty much only worry about stopping 1 spell, which is so helpful, since sometimes this girl just goes out of control with the spells and it's so hard to manage. But with that debilitate and like with 2 of them, it's so dang nice to just like make the fight so much easier than it originally was. But yeah, this fight is like in the damage phase now, so we should be chilling. You know, I say that, but it's Enchantress. It can be very scary still, so let's just hope for the best here. Now this is very annoying, because we have to knock her down with the heavy attack, and she can like reflect a ton of damage onto me right now, which she does. Super annoying. That's okay, because yeah, we just gotta get the intercept, but then again we have to knock her down first and give her some power, which is frustrating, but that thankfully goes very well. Here she drops the SP2, and yeah, now we're like back into the rhythm. Here we drop a second SP3, so now we have 2 debilitates active, which is insanely helpful because now the fight is pretty much done, since like she can't really do much at this point. She can drop her spells, but then again, it's like she only gains 1 spell now per SP1 compared to 3, because debilitate is just that good for Enchantress. It's so awesome, man. Like, it makes fighting her so much easier, and I wish I knew sooner to like bring a debilitate character. But yeah, this fight is going pretty well so far. Just have to like, you know, manage the spells still, which is very fun for a defender that you can just like fight in battlegrounds. You know, I'm a bit salty that Enchantress is a thing in this game, I'll be for real. You know, having like a final boss-esque like kit and being just like a regular defender, that's very fun, and I'm so happy that she's in the game. But yeah, here I drop the SP3 again, get more debilitates active, and yeah, we're just absolutely chilling, man. Here she drops the SP2, no big deal, go back in, get the intercept, and this damage output now is absolutely beautiful. Go in for like a final combo. Okay, it's not enough, that's fine, right? I maybe calculated a bit too loosely, but here we drop 1 more SP1, and yeah, fight is done. Very good for Enchantress, which is, in my opinion, MVP worthy, since Enchantress is such a pain in the behind, man. I do not like that champion. I do not like fighting Enchantress. I have mentioned that plenty of times on my live streams, but yeah, now we have the White Tiger Alliance War Showcase fight. Very, very fun one here, and it goes by very quickly, because as like a bonus, I added the She-Hulk and Mr. Fantastic synergy, which is great for like some bonus damage with the power stings. Now, I kind of had like an airhead moment, and I thought that like the damage output would increase per trauma, but that's not the case, since she doesn't get increased attack rating per trauma, she just gets bonus physical damage. So the power stings stay the same, but they're still nice to have, because like her access to them just incredibly easy with how she works and like how frequent the traumas are. So yeah, not like a bad pairing by any means. Now we have this dust fight, and this fight right here made me realize just how like overpowered this champion is, because you know, I could have used Ironheart and done it like in a pretty decent time, but this is a She-Hulk video, so we're gonna give her her flowers, man. And yeah, this fight goes very, very well, except for this right here. This was completely on me. I just didn't really play that smart, but it's okay because we're doing fine. We have the invuln boost, we drop the SP1, take some power sting damage, that's fine, right? Like, no big deal. And now we have the heal block up, so the tactic is countered, and things are looking pretty nice for us, man. There we got rid of the unblockable, which is incredible. You know, I didn't even realize that, man. I played this fight like she was unblockable the entire time, but I didn't realize that the heavy attack removed the unblockable. She just became 1,000 times better for this fight in my eyes, because that is absolutely absurd. That is incredible stuff. Here we drop the SP2, unblockable again, doesn't matter since the fight is over anyway, and yeah, absolutely stellar fight right there, probably the best option besides like Ironheart or Silk. Very, very good. Now we have this Destroyer boss, and this is where I feel like She-Hulk is the straight up best option, since like the way her damage output works compared to other science characters, she is just going to be so helpful for this matchup. And like, I don't think anyone does it like as cleanly as her, because yeah, like most science characters, very burst like, and like, you know, very reliant on having like smaller health pools, but She-Hulk right here, she don't care, man. She can like take any health pool just fine. I proved that with the Mausoleum run, with the 3 million health, you know, science showcase, and now with this, with like a final boss destroyer, which is like right in the middle of that. So yeah, like very, very good for these type of matchups for sure. Here he drops the SP1, no big deal, go back in, drop the SP2, And yeah, the damage output is looking extra spicy right now, man. So here he drops the SP1 again. He gains his own power gain, which is fine since like we have the Withers active and we have the heal block active, so there's really pretty much nothing he can do. Here I go back in with a heavy attack to get the heal block back up, and this is going perfect, man. Like, this is as, you know, as cinematic as it gets. This is absolute cinema. And at this point, the fight is just completely under control. He has so many traumas to the point where like he will just be spamming that SP1, which is perfect for us because even if the power gain does trigger, we have the Withers and we have the heal block. So yeah, that fight, absolute joke in like a minute as well. That was incredible. Like that fight time for a final boss of a quest of an alliance war, you know, that is amazing fight time. So yeah, MVP of this month, without a doubt, it goes to Deathless She-Hulk. This character has been a carry for so many champions. Not for so many champions, for so many summoners, man. And I gotta give her flowers. She has been so clutch for me in like pretty much every single game mode. And I feel like that's gonna like not stop anytime soon. So January MVP, kicking it off with Deathless She-Hulk. Let me know your thoughts on this champion. I might do a full showcase outside of this, you know, very soon. And yeah, that's about it for me.